Welcome to Know Your Money, where we will explore our relationship with money and how the psychology of it impacts our financial decisions, as everyone thinks about money differently. In our podcast, we'll be presenting a variety of financial topics in an easy-to-understand way, which we hope will assist you with managing your money. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Know Your Money. Hello, Craig. Hello, Warren. How are you?
Ron, good, and you? Warren, good to see you again.
Good to see you guys.
Absolutely good. Always.
Never a chore.
It's always a pleasure, though.
Yeah. So today's episode, we wanted to talk about some of the books that inspire us. So one of them is The Richest Man in Babylon. I got this book from a friend who actually recommended it, who got the recommendation from Craig. It's been around for quite some time, I think.
Decades, yeah.
Yeah. And one of the most important parts of that book is, he mentions it a few times in there, is a part of all I earn is mine to keep. And what he means by that is every time you get your salary, you should take a portion of that and pay yourself. First, yes. Because we pay everybody else, but then we forget to pay us. And paying yourself is not taking yourself out for dinner and those kind of things. That's a different form of paying for yourself. But what this book is saying is if you want to be the richest man, you have to put money aside so that you can let that money grow in an investment or find a business opportunity and go with that. And just because you start doesn't mean that that will be the first thing that makes you money. Like, I can't remember the guy's name in there, but he learned that from him and he started that. And then he went and invested in swords or gold or something like that. And the person that he invested with was a bit of a scammer. And all of that money that he had saved went to nothing. But that didn't stop him from continuing to put that part of all he earns away. And then he tried and invested in the next thing and the next thing. And then he ended up being the richest man in Babylon just from those pearls of wisdom.
So, in other words, it's taking money first for yourself, investing it. So I think we spoke about compound interest, and that can all fit into the same concept of compound interest. The earlier you start, the more money you'll have at the end of the day, like that snowball rolling down the mountain. But the important thing is that, as you said, we look at the budget, we look at our income, pay everybody else first, and we forget about ourselves. So the first person is you. Pay yourself first, invest it wisely, and you will retire comfortably one day.
Absolutely. And what he says in there is 10% of all I earn is mine to keep. So that should be your base point. But for some people, that might be a little bit difficult. So to me, 10% is your goal, but start somewhere. And, you know, I'm pretty sure we mentioned it in other episodes where you lived off your salary before you had a car payment. Then all of a sudden you had a car payment and then you could afford that car payment. Or then you have a baby or then the next baby. So now you were buying nappies and then you were just making it. And now you're buying nappies for 2 and you're just making it. And that's sort of how money works. So if you can put that 10% away or whatever it is, you'll just learn to live off the rest. And to me, that's the essence of what he's also trying to say is learn to live off the rest and then with that other stuff, invest.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Have you read it?
I haven't read it. I think I should. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do at the moment and have been doing as an expecting father.
Awesome stuff.
Thanks. Is I've put more than 10%. Most of my money goes into my savings account now, aka the baby fund. And you learn to live off what's left.
Yeah.
I don't go without. I'm still very happy, but I'm spending less than I used to on things that I didn't really need. And investing.
And that's the thing, living beyond your means is such a norm for so many people. If we can learn to not do that.
If you put a bowl of biltong in front of me, I'll eat all of it. So how much biltong you put there is what defines how much weight I put on.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think it's the same thing with the money.
Yeah.
How much I leave myself to spend is how much I'm going to spend.
But we don't think about ourselves first, and that's where the concept in that book is brilliant. You know, pay yourself first, invest before you pay anybody else, and then live off the rest. And that's where compounding plays a major role.
Yeah.
And again, if you started younger, better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, snowball.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Buy the book. It's brilliant.
Absolutely.
Do you get a piece of that book? Or
No.
how does it
Not
work?
at all. Not at all.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Great day.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this podcast, would like to subscribe, please visit our website www.growthfp.co.za. The information we have provided in this podcast is our personal opinion. For more detailed information, please discuss your financial situation with a financial planner.